Shortcut table. The shortcut table holds the information the application needs to create shortcuts on the user's computer. The shortcut table has the following columns. Columns shortcut the key value for this table. Directory the external key into the first column of the directory table. This column specifies the directory in which the shortcut file is created. Name the localizable name of the shortcut to be created. Component the external key into the first column of the component table. The installer uses the installation state of the component specified in this column to determine whether the shortcut is created or deleted. This component must have a valid key path for the shortcut to be installed. Target the shortcut target. For an advertised shortcut, this column must be an external key into the first column of the feature table. The installer evaluates the entry in the target field as an identifier, and the entry must be a valid foreign key into the feature table. The file launched by the shortcut in this case is the key file of the component listed in the component column. For a non-advertised shortcut, the installer evaluates this field as a formatted string. The field should contain a property identifier enclosed by square brackets that is expanded into the file or a folder pointed to by the shortcut. For more information, see the Create Shortcuts action. Arguments: the command line arguments for the shortcut. Note that the resolution of properties in the arguments field is limited. A property formatted as in this field can only be resolved if the property already has the intended value when the component that owns the shortcut is installed. For example, to resolve to the correct value for the argument, the same process must be installing the file me.dog and the component that owns the shortcut. Description: the localizable description of the shortcut. Head key: the head key for the shortcut. The low order byte contains the virtual key code for the key, and the high order byte contains modifier flags. This must be a non-negative number. Authors of installation packages are generally recommended not to set this option, because the setting of this option can add duplicate head keys to a user's desktop. Icon: the external key to column 1 of the icon table. Icon index: the icon index for the shortcut. This must be a non-negative number. Show: the show command for the application window. The following values may be used. The values are as defined for the Windows API function show window. Value meaning 1 software show normal, 3 software show maximized, 7 software show minnow active, WKDIR the name of the property that has the path of the working directory for the shortcut. The value can use the Windows format to reference environment variables, for example, %user profile %. The references are resolved to an actual path when the installer resolves the working directory to create the shortcut. Display resource: still this field contains a formatted string value for the full path to the language neutral portable executable that contains the resource configuration data. The formatted string can use the convention. If this field contains a value, the name column is ignored. If this field is empty, the installer uses the value in the name column. When this field contains a value, the display resource head field is also required to contain a value, or the installation fails. This column of the shortcut table is used only when running on Windows Vista or Windows Server 2008 and is otherwise ignored. This column is available with versions not earlier than Windows Installer 4.0. For information about how to add shortcuts to shortcut table for use with MUI resources, see a MUI shortcut example. Display resource: the display name index for the shortcut. This must be a non-negative number. When this field contains a value, the display resource still field is required to also contain a value or the installation fails. This column of the shortcut table is used only when running on Windows Vista or Windows Server 2008 and is otherwise ignored. This column is available with versions not earlier than Windows Installer 4.0. Description resource: still this field contains a formatted string value for the full path to the language neutral portable executable that contains the resource configuration data. The formatted string can use the convention. If this field contains a value, the name column is ignored. If this field is empty, the installer uses the value in the description column. When this field contains a value, the description resource field is also required to contain a value or the installation fails. This column of the shortcut table is used only when running on Windows Vista or Windows Server 2008 and is otherwise ignored. This column is available with versions not earlier than Windows Installer 4.0. For information about how to add shortcuts to shortcut table for use with MUI resources, see a MUI shortcut example. Description resource: the description name index for the shortcut. This must be a non-negative number. When this field contains a value, the description resource still field is required to also contain a value or the installation fails. This column of the shortcut table is used only when running on Windows Vista or Windows Server 2008 and is otherwise ignored. This column is available with versions not earlier than Windows Installer 4.0. Remarks: the enabling of a feature creates an advertised shortcut only if the system's Xlink interface supports installer descriptor resolution. This is supported by Microsoft Windows 2000 and systems running Microsoft Internet Explorer 4.0.1. If unsupported, the installer creates a non-advertised shortcut upon the installation of the feature's component, either locally or run from source. Note that advertised shortcuts always point at a particular application, identified by a credit code, and should not be shared between applications. Advertised shortcuts only work for the most recently installed application, and are removed when that application is removed. This table is referred to when the create shortcuts action and the remove shortcuts action is executed. See also that disabling shortcuts property. Validation: ICE03, ICE06, ICE19, ICE32, ICE36, ICE46, ICE50, ICE57, ICE59, ICE67, ICE69, ICE80, ICE90, ICE91, ICE94.